Hello, today we will talk about COVID 19. So, introduction. Coronavirus causes COVID 19. It is a family of viruses, seven of out of which are known to cause human diseases. And these coronaviruses are basically infect animals. Somehow, these infect humans, and so these viruses which jump from animals to humans cause this disease. Earlier, such diseases have occurred, such as severe acute respiratory syndrome (SARS) and Middle East respiratory syndrome (MERS). So, COVID 19 is a name of a disease, while the virus which causes COVID 19 is called SARS CoV 2. So, these are two different entities. Like in AIDS is a disease, by name of virus is HIV. In the same scenario, COVID 19 is the name of the disease, while the name of virus is SARS CoV 2. And it was first identified in Wuhan, China, and WHO first reported it in December 31st, 2019. And 19 at the end of COVID 19 is suggests the year from which it started. And on January 30, 2020, it was declared a global health emergency. On March 11, 2020, it was declared a global pandemic by WHO. Now, if we will talk about the effect of age, and as we see, as of now, we are seeing clusters of these in Europe, United States, and Iran. The country from which it started, that is China, the rate of new cases are declining. As, Now we will see the death rates among various age groups. As you know, the older people are having more fatal disease. So among people aged 85 years or older, the death rate is 10 to 27%. However, in 65 to 85 years, 84 years old age, the fatality rate is 3% to 11%. And from 55 to 64 year, it is 1% to 3%. Now, what this means is, if 100 persons of the age of 55 to 64 develop disease, 1 to 3 people will die. However, in case of patients who are aged 85 years or more, if 100 of such older people, those are aged more than 85 years, 10 to 27 people will die. So mortality is quite high in older people, and in people aged 20 to 54 years, that is young people, the mortality is less than 1%. Only 1 out of 100 will die. And as of now, no fatality has been reported in age less than 19 years, that are kids and children. Now, for this, social distancing is advocated to prevent the spread of the disease. Other interventions are like home self isolation, closure of school and businesses, and these lockdowns or closures are required for long periods so that rebound viral transmission doesn't occur. And the people who are at high risk include the people who live in the areas that have local transmission, and healthcare workers who are involved in treatment of these patients, close contacts of the infected patient, and travelers returning from location where there is a high incidence. Now, what are the symptoms, the conditions with which the patients present? And these are just like flu-like illness. Some people are asymptomatic, some are mildly symptomatic, and very few are have severe illness. The common symptoms are fever, that is high temperature, cough, shortness of breath, that is difficulty in breathing, and other symptoms are like malaise, weakness, and respiratory distress. Now, severity. Now, as per study by or data collected by Chinese Center for Disease Control and Prevention, around 81% of people have no symptoms or mild symptoms, while 14% have severe symptoms, that is hypoxia, dyspnea, that is shortness of breath or difficulty in breathing. 5% are critical. They are having shock, that is, they have low blood pressure or no recordable blood pressure, respiratory failure, and multi-organ dysfunction, that is, dysfunction or abnormality in different organs like kidney failure, liver failure, um, heart failure, etc. And in 2.3% cases, it is fatal. In in general terms, if we see 100 patients of coronavirus, 81 are mildly symptomatic. They have mild problems like common flu, while 14 will have severe symptoms, and 5 out of those 100 will be critical, that will require hospital treatment, and 2.3, that is 2 to 3 people will die out of this. So mortality is 2.3%. And what these are recommendations for high risk people. In They are suggested to get their groceries collected and avoid close contact with sick people, and they are advised to wash their hands often and stay at home, so that disease doesn't spread from one person to other person, and it develop a plan of illness in case they get illness, how they will travel to hospital or report to local authorities. And now we'll see transmission of this disease occur by respiratory droplets, that is coughing and sneezing. However, some studies suggest that while we talk, the breath we are exhaling while talking also lead to transmission of this coronavirus. So authorities are advocating to wear a cloth mask or a surgical mask. Now, virus can infect other individuals by direct contact with mucous membranes. The mucous membranes are present in the oral cavity, around eyes, nasal cavities. So, through these portals or through these entry points, virus can enter your body, and droplet of this virus, or the patients which cough these droplets, they can travel up to 6 feet. So you have to remain away from patients, about 6 feet away from the patients, or the person you don't know that may have he might having a coronavirus. And about longevity of this virus, it can remain viable up to 72 hours on different services. And for a patient, the virus shedding can last to 8 to 37 days. So a patient who has a coronavirus can shed his virus up to 37 days, even if he is not very symptomatic. Now, this is a loophole that asymptomatic patients are still able to transmit the infection. Means the persons who do not have any sign or suggestion that he have any illness, still he will be able to transmit the infection through his breath or through contact. So, social distancing from each person is advised. And initial cases are associated with direct exposure to live markets, and this was a case of Wuhan, where there are live markets, also called wet markets, from where these viruses get transmitted to humans, and followed by that there was human to human transmission. Now incubation period is 5.2 days, median with a range of 4 to 7 days. Incubation period is a time from which virus enters your body to the time the person develop illness. So if you are infected today, and you will develop disease or symptoms after an average of 5 to 7 days. Now course of illness, patient with the mild cases recover within 2 weeks, that is for around 14 to 15 days, while severe infections may take 3 to 6 weeks, around 1.5 months. And the patient which do not recover, they die around within 2 months. And patients can shed virus 1 to 2 weeks, 2 days before symptoms appear. Uh, that is asymptomatic spread, and this is why we advise social distancing from even healthy persons. Now, diagnosis of this COVID-19 is done by RT-PCR, that is reverse transcription polymerase chain reaction, and it is done by in various specimens. Sensitivity Sensitivity is the percentage in which the test is performed, and in if 100 persons have disease, in how many patients the test will detect the disease. In ball fluid, that is bronchial valvular lavage fluid, it will detect in 93%, sputum 72%, nasal swabs 63%, pharyngeal swabs 32%. Now, commonly swabs are taken from nasal cavity and pharynx. So you can see this swab test or RT-PCR can miss around 10 to 20% patients, depending on expertise of the collector and the lab. So still if a person is labeled as not having coronavirus, may have that is COVID-19. So you have to remain away or keep social distancing from even asymptomatic patient as well as patients who have been declared to be COVID negative. Now, in what subset of patients or person we test this for COVID-19? The patients who are critically ill or who have an unexplained viral pneumonia or respiratory illness. So, a person who has shortness of breath or difficulty in breathing, that is not explained by other illness. Individual with fever or signs of low respiratory tract infection who have a contact with a person with COVID-19. Individual with fever or signs of low respiratory tract that have traveled within 14 days of symptom onset to area there where there is community transmission. And patients with fever or symptom of low respiratory illness who have low immunity, that are cancer patients or patient who have HIV, AIDS, and those who are older, which could get the infection easily. Now, also sampling is done for healthcare workers, public health officials who are involved in taking care of these patients. Now, treatment. There is no specific antiviral treatment able for coronavirus. Only symptomatic treatment or supportive care is given for patient who are asymptomatic or mildly symptomatic. Only just observation and isolation of the patients is done, means that 81% of patients who have mild symptoms are kept in an isolation so that they couldn't spread the illness to other people, while persons who are critically ill, vital organ function is supported, like the patient if he develops difficulty in breathing severe, then he can be put on ventilator. If he develops renal failure, then he may be given IV fluids or vasopressor if blood pressure is low. And the various drugs which are under trial are remdesivir, hydroxychloroquine, monoclonal antibodies, and vaccines. Now, prevention can be done by hand washing with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. Now, this 20 seconds means if you have to apply soap and make a lather and keep this soap and lather for 20 seconds, you have to stay holding hands with soap on hands up to 20 to 30 seconds. Same is the case with alcohol based hand sanitizer. You have to keep that sanitizer on your hands for 20 seconds. And patient individuals are advised to avoid touching their eyes, nose, and mouth with unwashed hands, because these entry points have mucous membranes which can transmit the virus to the lower respiratory tract. And individuals are advised to avoid close contact with sick people, and those who are sick should stay away from the work, school, or crowded places. The person who coughs or sneezes should use a tissue for coughing so that the droplets do not transmit in the air and to nearby people. And the objects and surfaces which are touched frequently should be disinfected. Now, protection of healthcare workers. Patients who are in investigation for COVID-19 should be evaluated in private room, that is an isolated room, so that other patients are not exposed to that infection with door closed. And there should be a exhaust fan, that is airborne precautions. And patient should be advised to wear a surgical mask so that whenever he coughs or sneezes or he talks, his respiratory droplets couldn't travel much distance and infect other persons. And all other standard airborne precautions should be observed while treating these people. And healthcare workers are advised to wear a protective kit and eye protection. Thanks, subscribe and share this channel.